Hello, I'm Jazz Eats, and today we're going to be discussing my two favorite tablets, the Wacom Cintiq 24 4K, that is the touch model, and then this one is the Apple iPad 3rd generation 12.9-inch screen with 256 gigabytes of RAM. So side note to parents, if you're deciding whether to buy one of these tablets for your children, honestly, there's a better third option. I have it linked up in the top of this video. I don't know if you could see it in the corner, but it's the XP Pen 22 or the XP Pen Artist 22. That is this one. I don't know if you can see it over here. Yeah, probably not. But honestly, that's all they need. They don't need a 4K tablet unless they're like doing something serious and they're like a prodigy. Then yeah, get this tablet for them. But it has pretty much all of the same features as a Wacom. The only difference is the 4K resolution. The Wacom has 4K resolution. The Artist 22, I believe it has full HD. So if they're making like YouTube videos or they're making art to post on like their Instagram or DeviantArt, this is a really good tablet to start with, and I highly recommend it. I have all the parts still. I would definitely give it to a child or just a family member, something like that. Also, it's like 1/9 of the price too. Alright, so the Wacom Cintiq 24 4K Touch with the EK remote and the Pro Pen 2 versus the Apple iPad Pro 3rd generation 12.9-inch screen with a magnetic 2nd gen Apple Pencil. So again, I've owned the Wacom since 2022 and the iPad since 2023. Both are secondhand, and the only new piece of equipment is the Apple Pencil. First, I want to start with the Wacom tablet. This is the tablet most people think of when they build their very own art station. I was one of those people. Getting straight to the biggest con of this tablet is the price point. At over $2,500 just for the tablet alone, no ergo arm, no nothing, besides just the pen. It's nothing to sneeze at. That's a crazy price, especially for someone who's starting out as a hobby. I highly suggest going to eBay. I have another video linked up here. I bought this Wacom in this video for $1,200. It was $1,288, but that was with shipping. But there's nothing wrong with it. Like the person that I bought it from, she got a job offer from Blizzard and she had like a relocation package, but it was too tedious to ship the tablet and move at the same time with everything, so she just sold it from Florida and then she was like moving to California. But yeah, you can find like really good deals on eBay because it's not the end of the world when you see the price point being $2,500. It's insane. I think this was like the third tablet that I saw on eBay that was $1,200, so it's very common. There's obviously going to be some where it's like there's a dead pixel in the corner, but they mention that stuff. Or there's some that it's like it's just for parts. So read the description. That is key. Another huge con for me is that if you're on a budget and you manage to save the $2,500 to buy a brand new Cintiq, then you still need to spend anywhere from $189 to $287 to buy the color calibration tool. My colors have always been off when it comes to Photoshop. I will see colors one way and export them looking completely different. It's frustrating when you show samples to clients or you send prints to manufacturers so they can like print out your merchandise because you have a vending thing that you're doing in a couple of months and it takes months to ship and then all the tariffs and stuff, but whatever. That is something completely different. But it's just frustrating. Like you can never guarantee what the color is going to look like on the other side. I switched over to my iPad and it's been a lot better. But if I spend the extra $100 or $200 or $300 getting this color calibration tool, then it'd start making sense. So I know like you see all this advertisement with like all these 3D shapes and they're merging together and bursting in color, but you might not get that because you don't have the calibration tool. I thought when I bought it that it was built in there because my XP pen, it has a color calibration tool on the inside. It's available as soon as you install it. So I'm like, for this tablet to be the industry standard and it doesn't have it, it's outrageous to me. The legs on the back of the tablet fold out and lift one side of the tablet 20 degrees. I think it goes on the cons list because before I bought my Ergo arm, I had to stretch my body over the display to see my drawings in the right perspective. Like, imagine trying to do that when this tablet, it's about the size of my forearm. So I'm leaning over so I can see what's going on. I don't know if that looks like, but yeah, like I'd always be drawing in perspective, and obviously it's gonna lift it like 20 degrees, so you're constantly looking at it like this, and you want to look at things head on so it makes sense later on. I think I have a drawing where like it looks perfect when I'm sitting like this, but the moment that like I look over it, she's super long, and I'm like, damn it, damn it, damn it. But yeah, constantly sitting over or looming over your tablet, I think that's a con, and especially again the price point. Even if they added like $100 to like a kit, a starter kit for the Wacom Cintiq, that would make sense. If you're thinking just use another monitor to check perspective, congrats, you've turned this from a display tablet to a non-display tablet because you're looking over here and drawing over here. You could save yourself like $1,700 and go get a non-display tablet. Also, I'm listing this as a con just for fear-mongering price, but don't feel coerced into buying one of those like Wacom brand flex arms for $379. My tablet did not come with an arm, so I felt pressured to buy the expensive arm just to keep my baby safe, but I saw a TikTok of another user getting like one of those knockoff arms, and I bought mine for $189, and it hasn't dropped it to this day. Like, this arm is so good. It's sturdy. I'm shaking my tablet and everything's fine. But there's been so many times I've bumped into this thing and it hasn't dropped it. Like, not a single time. But no, this arm is very sturdy for $189 with tax. I'll link that in the bio. Again, I'm not sponsored. I'm not affiliated with anything, but I just want to show you what I got. I wish I could link stuff from like eBay to show you like auctions, but by the time you see it, most likely it's going to be over. So just do your due diligence and just search it yourself. Um, I'm not affiliated, but someday, hopefully. At times my Wacom does get very warm, especially in the summer. Like it's April 20th, April 18th, I don't know. April 18th, 2025. I'm in Texas. It's hot already. I got this light to record, so having this tablet right here, you're sitting right above it. It gets hot. Um, but like in the wintertime, it's nice because it's kind of warm and you're hugging it and everything's cold. But any other time of the year, I feel like I want to die. So cons, sales tactic. The 8,192 levels of pressure is highly unnecessary. Anytime I hear pressure levels over 2,048, I feel the same way when someone says they're sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. My first drawing tablet was a Huion 1060 Plus with 2,048 levels of pressure sensitivity, and honestly, I don't know the difference between the two because, like, I don't know why you would need 8,000 levels of pressure because I did just fine and it was like a non-display tablet. I don't know why anyone would need excessive force on their screen. Like, you can just put the cursor on the screen and it's light as a feather. And you can also adjust it too, where like if you want to be super heavy-handed, it can come out light, or if you want to be light, it'll come out thick. So again, I don't know why anyone needs like the option to put excessive force on the screen because like at some point, I don't know if you can see my finger. That's so light. That's so light. You don't need anything. You don't need anything super excessive. So again, the whole 8,192 levels of pressure, you don't need it. So it's just a dumb sales tactic. If following this train of thought, I didn't know anywhere else to stick this in the video, but on the Wacom website, it says virtually lag-free. Do not, I repeat, do not connect this tablet to like a toaster of a computer and expect it to be lag-free. My first computer was connected to my Wacom. I opened a canvas that was 4,000 by 8,000 pixels. And I used this like super complex painterly brush because I wanted to see how it looked in like this 4K beautiful resolution. And I swiped across my screen and my PC just shat itself and died. So I don't want you guys to expect this tablet to go above and beyond when the hardware that's supporting it is subpar. So if you're getting this tablet, have a system that is good to go with lots of RAM, a good GPU, a CPU that can keep up with all the complex coding that's happening when you're drawing, but don't expect it to work on a laptop. I've had this XP pen connected to one of my old laptops and it had 4 gigabytes of RAM. I couldn't do shit on it. Now for the pros, the positive. I love the screen size of this tablet. I love the screen size of this tablet. When I'm not using it for drawing, I play high-res games on it and take screenshots to use that for references later. If there's like a specific arch that I want to do, I can use my whole arm instead of just my wrist. Cause like, I don't know, can't really see it. But pencil, I'd have to use, oh, like up to my elbow. Oh, that opened up. That's nice. I didn't know that was a feature. Um, but yeah, with the Wacom, I can use everything. It's amazing. So that's new. I didn't know it could do that. I didn't unlock my tablet at all either. That's funny. The tilt recognition is a must because having brushes that have gradients built into them make painting easier, like creating flowing sketches with a line weight and using painterly brushes and using markers in Photoshop that have like specific cuts to like the tips of them all need good tilt recognition, and I love my Wacom for that. The battery-free Wacom Pro Pen heals my soul. It is perfect. I don't need to remember to charge it like as of now. It's not going to do it because I'm proving a point. There we go. All right. So, fuck. Okay. Turned it off. It's the magnetic charge one, so you just like, I don't know, hear some ASMR. Yeah. So yeah, anytime you use the mag strip on your iPad, it charges the Pro Pen. It's not a Pro Pen. They have a Pro Pen. That is a second gen one. This is a Pro Pen. But yeah, anytime you connect your Apple Pencil to your iPad, it charges it. The Wacom, you don't need to charge it. It's just ready to go. Like, this is just a little plastic holder. There's no battery, nothing to it. But ready to go immediately, always. I love it. You never have to wait to draw because the pen failed to charge the night before. The Pro Pen 2 comes with an eraser on the other end, but I only use it when I remember I have it, because like with the EK remote that is also not in the video, I should probably put that here. Do 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 do. Come on, bitch. There we go. EK remote. It's magnetic. The sides of the Wacom Cintiq, they're metal underneath, so everything is good to go. Unfortunately, the EK remote does not charge on the sides of the screen, which would kind of be impossible because you should not put a magnet next to your screen, guys, just making sure. But yeah, it can charge with either the port dedicated to it on the back of the Wacom, or you can just charge it on your PC like I do. Because yeah, it's a short cable. If you've owned like an Android phone, I think Android's the only one that does that. But the Android charger, it works fine, and I have so many of those, so I've been using that for this. The pen also comes with 2 programmable buttons that I love dearly. They make life so much easier, and not only limited to the art program that you can use it on the web, you can use it, I think, in other games too. Like there's a drawing game and you can use the pens for it. It's so much fun. But I have a second button set to right click so I can navigate the web, like for Pinterest and look for references, and the on-screen keyboard, so I don't even need to bring my regular keyboard you can see in here. I can't really do a demo right here, but yeah, you could just like right click and, oh, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna add, no, add, browser. There we go. So we have the on-screen keyboard. You can't really see it because it's white, but you could type. Oh yeah, you can kind of see it up here. Cancel, cancel. Everything's good to go. All right. Oh, that's freaky. But yeah, you can navigate the web with your Pro Pen 2 and the on-screen keyboard. You don't need to go under your screen and lift everything from like its perfect position, because like when you're sitting there for hours, you have like your perfect spot that you just sit there and draw. And then sometimes this keyboard, is behind the monitor, and I'm like, damn it, I gotta move it. So I don't have to because there's an on-screen keyboard and there's a mouse that stays on top of the screen. So everything is always accessible and you don't need to move it. I don't know if you could see it. There's a clip of me actually like lifting my screen because I forgot that was a function for the Wacom. I've been so used to drawing on the iPad that I forgot a lot of functions. You can literally see how tedious it is to lift the screen, and it's a perfect position. I wish I could have just left it, but also I forgot, and there's so many things running through my mind. The pen also comes with a disc and other nibs at the bottom. It's a pen holder and nib storage, so anytime that, I don't know if you can see it because my camera's kind of weird, but the end of the pen, it has like a little nib that you can take out with like a special ring tool that comes with the Wacom. It has extra storage for all the nibs, and I think it's like $20 for like a set of 10 to 15 new nibs. But it makes life super easy because if you're constantly drawing on the same nib, there's a good chance you can scratch your monitor, and it's super expensive to replace that. I don't know how long it's going to take for people to come back and fix that for you, but you have to ship it in, and there's a whole process. When you could just avoid it, spend $20, get yourself new nibs, and just replace it periodically and just be responsible. This does not have a screen protector on it because I replaced my nibs. Everything is just perfect. I love it. So replace your nibs. If you want to buy like a screen protector, you can. I don't know if they're on Amazon or not. I haven't looked because I didn't need it. So yeah, I mean, there's always that too. It will add glare because I think this is anti-glare, so if you put an extra lid or an extra layer on top of it, it's going to glare, and that defeats the purpose of spending so much for like a very niche tablet. Just take care of it. Like, just take care of it. So the Pro Pen comes with the clip on top. You just pop it in. It's just plastic. That's it. And I think there's another slot somewhere over here. It's been so long. Oh, right here. Yeah, okay. But yeah, I like to keep my pen in there instead of the actual like disc pen holder because I don't want to keep a bunch of stuff on my desk. Like I was just cleaning for like this video, but yeah, there's really like no good space to clean it because I have my mic usually over here, I have my iPad over here, my face cam over here, and then on top of that I'm constantly moving this, so it defeats the purpose of even having an on-screen keyboard when you're constantly searching for stuff on the desk. So I just keep it on the screen and it stays where I need to, or it stays where I need to be. Plain and simple. So the EK remote is absolutely the goat of this video. It is paired with my Pro Pen 2. It is way better than having the shortcut keys on the side of the tablet. My first display tablet was an XP Pen. It was the XP Pen 22E, which was the first edition, and then the second edition came out, which is the Artist 22. So I've had both of those. The one with the buttons on the side was the 22E, and I thought I wanted buttons on the screen, but like constantly my dominant hand was touching the keys on the other side of the screen, so it was just opening a bunch of stuff that I didn't need to have open, and it was just a pain in the butt to like manage. The Amazon store for the EK remote says you have 17 programmable buttons, but including the toggle, which can also be converted to keystroke buttons, you actually have 20. I have yet to use any of the on-screen controls because the physical buttons are plenty enough for me. Another pro is that you can navigate on other displays without leaving the Wacom screen. So for example, I have a toggle on my EK remote. I forgot which button it is, but it's somewhere down here. But if I click this and I'm hovering my mouse over this screen, it's going to show up on my other screen. So I don't have to like move my screen and then go find my mouse and then go from there. Like everything is so neat and tidy. I can be facing this way and just getting results on this one. I have my keyboard on this, so I can open searches on this screen and just be typing on this one. Everything's good to go. This tablet is like demonstrating over and over again that if you're sitting in a spot and you don't want to move, you don't have to move. Doesn't matter how many monitors you have, you could just switch it over as needed. And I love it. The Wacom Touch is perfect for me due to the haptic recognition to speed up the process for drawing or simply navigating the web without using a pen or a mouse. You can also customize up to 5 gestures of any like keystroke. So I think that's up to 25 keystroke combinations you can use, because I don't know if you can see it. I think it's double tap. Hey, there we go. Okay, so 3 fingers. You can open up the haptics menu, and then you also have a host of combinations there. I think you can use the rocker ring, and there's sub menus in this. So like if you click this one at the top left, it can open another ring, and you can just keep adding combinations. I don't need that. Someone out there might, who's doing like 3D work, whatever, but it's kind of excessive for me. The display 2 has 2 USB-A ports on the top halves of each side of the screen. So for example, I have my webcam connected here, and then I have my Xbox controller connected here. Over on this side, which I don't know if you could see it, I have my mouse connected, and then I had my keyboard connected originally, but I moved everything. So my mouse is over here and my keyboard's over here. But those are options available to you. There's a headphone jack on the top left. It's somewhere down here. Oh, yeah, here it is. If you want to connect your earbuds to it, you can. I don't see why you'd want to, because this is a very mobile tablet, and I would hate to be connected by my eardrums to this thing. But I just have speakers in the back. Those are connected by USB, which sometimes, if I'm not using my controller, I'll connect the speakers over here and everything's good to go. So I could be doing schoolwork on this one and watching a movie over here in 4K. It's just perfect. Oh my gosh. I love this tablet so much. There's a Kensington security slot. I don't know what that is because I've never used it before, but if you're stoked that it's there, more power to you. There's touch keys on the tops. So these touch keys, I think you can switch to whichever dominant display. You can do some repairs. You can open up the keyboard for the on-screen. And then these two, you can turn off the touch. So it's still on. Touch off. So yeah, it's not gonna do anything because I turned it off. So I can turn it back on. And there we go. Just perfect. I love this tablet so much. There's a built-in microphone at the bottom of the screen. I don't know why you would use it. More power to you. Again, I don't think I've ever tested it before. No, I did. Okay, so about that microphone. That has gotten me into trouble before. So I played Marvel Rivals, and like I was talking crap about my teammates. They heard everything. It was a random ranked match, so obviously people who were supposed to push on the front lines, they weren't pushing. So yeah, you're talking crap. And they heard everything. I didn't know. I didn't set any of the mic settings because that was like, I think it was after rank 10. But yeah, I didn't mess with any of the settings yet, but my computer automatically chose to use that mic. So be careful. I didn't know. And it's really easy to slip up and use that apparently. But yeah, I think I went through several ranked matches with my mic on. So just be careful. It's one of those like webcam situations where it just like randomly turns it on, so you gotta be mindful of what you're wearing. um, there's a built-in SD card reader and a power button at the top. So again, it's like somewhere over here. It's ridged. Yeah, right here. But yeah, if you want to turn that off, I think with this one, if you turn it off by the button, then, excuse me, it's going to take everything on this screen and move it over here. And if you turn it back on, you manually have to move the screens back this way, so it kind of sucks. But yeah, just be mindful of that button. If someone knocks into it, it could just like mess up everything. It could maybe overload your PC if it has to like take a bunch of complex shapes, maybe you're 3D modeling or something or sculpting, and you move it over here, it could do something. So just be mindful of the button. And obviously like it's so out of the way. I don't know why you would bump into it, but again, just be mindful. Especially if you're buying this for a kid or buying this for like a young family member, who knows. Just so they're aware, because I think like if you're constantly turning it off and on and off and on, you could kill the pixels on the screen. So again, just be conscious. On the back, it has a USB-C port, power connection, USB-A port for computer connection, display port, HDMI port, a USB-A port for the express key remote. I don't know why you would want to connect the remote to the port by itself, because I think it's covered by the panel. So you're running cables like underneath plastic and then over the side. So I would just charge it overnight, and then the next day you can just use it like how I'm using it. It's just you turn it on. The blue button indicates that it's on. You could either hold it to the side of your screen. Well, that's just doing stuff over here. But yeah, you can either do it on the side of your screen, or you could just like, usually when I draw, I hold it in my lap and then I just draw on the screen. So you can probably see it in the recording that I'm doing now. But yeah, it's really comfortable. You don't have to be constantly holding the screen, because I think in my first XP pen with the buttons on the side of the screen, it got warm, my hand got sweaty because the monitor itself is getting warm because I'm using it for hours and hours at a time. But yeah, if you just have this, it has a little rubber back. It's super lightweight. It's metal too, which love it. Or it's like one of those metal coated plastic things, but either way, it feels very, very expensive. It is expensive, but it has a little magnet on the back. You just pop it on your screen. But yeah, I love that the buttons aren't on the screen and you're not required to hold onto this hot thing and just have sweaty palms. And on the back, there's two folding legs. I used it, I think it got to my house January 28th, and by like February 11th, I was buying the arm because I told myself, I'm like, if I'm spending $1,200 on a tablet, when I don't have an art job for it, then I'm gonna use it as is. And then by the 11th, I'm like, I'm spending the extra money for the arm, and I'm so glad I did because I've spent so much time with this thing. And it's a very sturdy arm. I think it's one of those like knockoff ones that are made in China, but like I think they're all made in China, so it's probably the same manufacturer making knockoff ones. But again, yeah, very sturdy. I love it. You can see me moving it around a lot in the art demo that I'm doing. It works just fine. All right, on to the Apple iPad. The Apple iPad Pro 3rd Gen, 12.9-inch screen with a magnetic 2nd Gen Apple Pencil. Gonna start off again with the cons. There's not too many for the iPad, honestly. But for me, when I got this tablet, I didn't have a carrying case. It doesn't come with a carrying case. The case I got off of Amazon. So it comes with the case and then the keyboard. It's cute. Oh, I love it. I don't draw without it, and the rare times that I do, it might be super hot outside and my hands are like super sweaty, so it's like gripping it, but I'm not going to be out there for too long anyway. Um, it is really hard to hold on to the tablet because it is super slick on the back. So if you're deciding to get this tablet and you don't want to get a case, you are setting yourself up for failure. So just get any type of grip, something that like I saw one where it was just basically like this, like just the outside. It didn't have like the whole foldy case thing, but it had a handle. So you just like put your hand on the side and then you can rest it on your hand. So it's not a full carrying case. So if that's something that you're interested in, you could do that too. But this folds and I can put it in my backpack and it protects the screen from like dust or scratches. So I'd recommend just getting a full case. So another thing I want to talk about is the magnetic strip. So you take it off, you put it on, it charges. It keeps it charged. So since starting this video, it was at like 100%, and now it's at 97, which is really good, surprisingly. But it's a nice place to keep your pencil because the magnetic strip, and then also it keeps everything where it needs to be. It's constantly charging, but that's the issue I have. So I go to school, I take my iPad with me, I do online classes sometimes when I'm on campus, like during lunch. But if I forget to take this off by like 2:30 or like 3:30 p.m., it's dead. And I've taken it off the charger at like 9, 10 a.m. So a good rule of thumb for me is that I take it off and I put it in the carrying slot right here, which I don't know if you can see that. You kind of can. But yeah, so if it's fully charged, put it away. Don't leave it here, cuz also I think you're maybe ruining a battery if you're constantly charging the pencil. So just keep everything charged but not constantly charging. If you want to replace the screen, if you go to like any of these iFixit places like in strip malls, 9 times out of 10 they're going to tell you that they can't fix it because there's really no margins on the screen. So like you can kind of see it right here. They used to be like really big, so maybe like down to here. That was the last time that the iFixit guy was comfortable with like replacing screens. So if you're not getting a case and it shatters, either you fix it yourself or you go to like the Apple store and they fix it, which it is really expensive to replace. So just keep it safe first and then just don't I don't know why you'd like avoid getting a carrying case, but just get a carrying case. And I don't think I've like fully explained why the iFixit places won't fix your screen, but when they're gluing down your screen, there's a good chance that the glue can fail. There's a good chance that the screen could pop off because the glue is not strong enough. If they go up to a stronger glue, there's a chance that it's too strong and cracks the screen. So now the iFixit place has to spend their money to replace a part that they could have just not taken the job altogether. So 9 times out of 10, they don't take the job. So another thing they're afraid of is that the waterproofing. If they get a glue that's too strong, it could break it. They could get a glue that's too weak, it could let in water. So the screen is staying on, but now they've ruined the entire system because they're worried the screen would crack under pressure. So all in all, it's just going to be a lose-lose situation for them, so they just don't take it. The battery life says 10 hours on the Amazon page, but 10 hours of what exactly? Like watching movies, intensive drawing session, maybe playing music in the background, it's 10 hours, but like I've taken my iPad off the charger at 9 a.m. I put the pencil in this like cubby so it's not charging, it's not taking juice away from my iPad. I'll work on it from like 10 in the morning is my first class and then to 2:50 p.m. is my last class and it's like dead. So I'm like, where's this whole like 10 hours thing coming from? Because it kind of sounds like if you leave it alone for 10 hours off the charger, then yeah, maybe it can last that long. But if you're using it, I don't see how that could last long. Maybe it's just my iPad, but I'm sure there's someone dealing with a similar situation. Another con for me is that the charger that comes with a brand new iPad is a knockoff version, generic version, so it's not going to charge as fast and it's prone to overheating. I lost mine after I got my iPad. It obviously it's secondhand, but it came with everything from like the original packaging, and that thing burnt out so fast. I think it was like I would spend 2 hours charging it and it would only go to 30%. So there was one day I was like desperate to charge my iPad because I had class in the morning and I couldn't find it. So my first gen Nintendo Switch charger, it fits it. I put it in there, it works. It charges it like full within an hour, maybe an hour and 30 if it's like overheating and I'm trying to push it. But yeah, it's way faster. I never turned back from the other charger or to the other charger. So I would recommend getting a first gen Nintendo Switch charger. It's good. Now into the pros. I love that straight out of the box, the colors are clear and you don't need an extra tool to calibrate them. I draw in Procreate and trust that my colors are always fine and I ship them off to be printed without worry. That is a huge plus for me. So if someone's starting in their art journey, I would get the iPad. You don't need extra tools. You don't need to spend an extra $200 to $300 to make sure everything looks right. It looks right from the jump. Like, I don't know if you can see, not really, the colors on my iPad, but it looks amazing. So I would recommend just getting the iPad if you're just like dipping your toes into the art world. The portability is a game changer. I love that I can draw anywhere. I had a commission to do and was cooped up in my house all day. My friends invited me to go out and we were chilling, getting drinks while I got the commission done. So we were just like out on a gazebo, just chilling with the breeze and had our drinks. And I was just drawing. Like they brought their iPads too, and we were drawing together, which is really nice. But like, I wouldn't have that option if I was stuck here. Like, I can't bring this with me. This thing's expensive and huge. But no, this is lightweight. I'd leave it on the charger because I was trying to do the commission here, and then I just downloaded like a JPEG version. I'm like, this is gonna suck, but we'll see. Uploaded it to Procreate, and then just like finished the last little tiddlywinks of it. But yeah, I was just good to go. I was having a good time, and like it was just healing my soul. So if you want to be out like on an adventure drawing, then I would buy that. But if you want to like use them in tandem, it's really good too. Cause like I was saying, I was doing the commission on here, and then I finished it on here, and I wasn't even at home. Like it was just perfect. Ugh. This tablet is lightweight and sturdy. I could put it in my backpack between heavy books, and it's fine. The USB-C charging port is my favorite. I hate the iPhone charger, and I'm so glad that it's not here on this unit. So iPad Pro. This tablet does not come with a headphone jack, which is a huge plus for me. I don't like having too many ports in any given electronic due to waterproofing. The price is a huge pro for me, so at $399 for a 256 gigabyte model, and the Apple Pencil for $109, and getting a first-gen Nintendo Switch charger and a carrying case, your total is like closer to $560 to be fully prepared to start your art journey. I use Procreate, which has a built-in haptic command. I don't need to use a remote for shortcuts, so that's a plus. Many carrying cases, like this one, they also come with a keyboard. So you could also probably program commands into this. So it's like a regular keyboard. I don't know if Procreate does the whole programming. Ugh. I don't know if Procreate does the whole programming commands into keyboards, but you could always try it. I do see people buying like it's like knockoff versions of the EK remote, but for their iPad. There's no real good place to put it in the case, so if you have like your iPad artist case, then you could probably put this somewhere else, but for what I have, I made like a little pouch for like papers and stuff that I can keep because I was going back and forth with my school, and I had to keep papers, but that's something completely different. But yeah, $560, you can get started. This one, way more expensive. And also, if you're still here, but you're also considering the XP Pen Artist 22, the second gen one, that's like 1/10 of this price, and it virtually does the same thing. Again, I have a link to the video somewhere up here. But, yeah, brand new. I think it's 360 and it has everything you need. It just needs to be connected to a desktop or a laptop that is capable. You could use it. Because you can't really connect a 4K tablet to a laptop that has like, I don't know, 10 gigabytes of RAM, 12 gigabytes of RAM. Like my PC has 64 gigabytes of RAM, so it handles this like a champ, thank God. But yeah, if you're still like considering the XP Pen, I suggest that one. It's 369, 329, whatever price I said before, but it's way less expensive than both of these. It's cooler than this one because it doesn't have as many vents on it, but you would still need to get like a haptic controller because it doesn't have touch settings on it. You could program shortcuts on like another remote because I know they do sell that. Alright, so let's compare. To start comfortably with a Wacom Cintiq, you'll need the Wacom, a flex arm, a color calibrator, and a PC with lots of RAM and a nice GPU. For a total of roughly $5,078, you can get started working on this. Alright, so to start comfortably with an iPad, you will need the iPad, the Apple Pencil, a durable charger, a carrying case with a keyboard. All of this for roughly $560. This is all depending on what you want to do, but for me, I've made a lot more money on my iPad than I have on my Wacom in regards to like making art. I can trust that the colors are always clear, they're consistent. I can send them to manufacturers and they can make like merch, they can make prints, they can print them for me. But yeah, everything I have confidence that it's going to look exactly the same way versus this where I ship it out to people and they send me like the worst merch I've ever seen. Like all these samples just look way off and I'm like, why is that? It's my fault. It was not their fault. So I went over here, I checked the colors, I exported it, and it was perfect. So once I have the money to get this color calibrator, hopefully that fixes it. We'll go from there. But I've used this tablet so many years that I got to the point where I would like do stuff in here and then send it to my iPad to check. But for $2,500 or $2,600, how much ever they're selling it for, it should be color calibrated off rip. It should have a program where it calibrates itself. It should already have that little color calibrator in the package. Just having a stylus and a $20 like anti-static glove, that's not enough. It's not. So I have beef. I have beef with that. If you really enjoyed this video, please subscribe. Every subscriber adds a subscriber, just whatever. But the closer we get to 1,000, sooner, hopefully the better, because I'd love to give away this XP pen. I've had it as a second monitor, and I'm sure there's someone out there who could put it to better use that actually like wants to draw on it. I have more than enough to draw on, so I'd rather give it away, but I'd like to give it away to someone that is supporting me. So subscribing's free. You might be able to get a $300, $400 tablet out of it. But if you really like this video and you like the art, which is not on the screen, I'm just going to put it here, the art that I've been drawing this whole time. If you really like it, then I'm going to put the full, I think 8.5 hours or 9 hours that it took to draw it. So you can see like a step-by-step how I use Photoshop in my Wacom, everything. There's the screen prompts. You can see exactly what I do to make it. So for $3 a month, you could support me and you can get some little tidbits to like help you, you know? I'll also be a vendor at the Anime Matsuri event in downtown Houston this year. It is July 10th through the 13th. Good lord. But I'll be dressed as Melmedarda from Arcane, so I'm super excited. You can see a picture of me here dressed as her. I love it. That dress took me 2 months to make, so I'm really proud of the results. But yeah, if you want to come see me, support the channel, support YouTube, come see me at Anime Matsuri. I'm gonna be there like all weekend, so we could take pictures together. Like, tell me you're from YouTube if you see this. I would die. I'm literally gonna scream. So, oh my gosh. Because I don't think I've had anyone from YouTube actually like come and see me in person at an event, you know? Don't come see me at my house. Come see me at an event. But yeah, I'm really excited. So I'll see you guys later and I'll see you there if you're coming. So yeah, bye.